Hey guys, welcome back. Today's painting is of Misty. Sped up version, really fast. It was a really fast painting. Came together much faster than I expected it to because honestly, I originally planned on doing a very realistic portrait painting. And well, as I laid down the layers, I really liked how she came out just with very few layers and very loose. So she said she was done. So I listened. I'm sorry I didn't get the recording done of the pouring for her background, but when I did the background originally, I was not doing YouTube. So I had this background already set and just waiting for me to start on her. So here it is. And what you're seeing me do now is going in just very loosely, putting in the outline of her hair. I did have the general outline of her and the hairline all chalked out on the painting, which you really couldn't see in the beginning, but I'd like to do that just so that I can see what I'm doing on the painting before I start. Now I'm going in and just kind of bringing out her eye a little bit, the area of her eye, adding some highlights in her, around her eye and her ears and around her mouth and her nose. And that's a very light pink that I'm going in. It was actually going to be the light color of her hair against the dark iron oxide that I originally laid down for the outlines, but I liked it just the way it was, so I never went in with any midtones at all. Just kind of brought out everything with the outlines. So I started with a pre-mixed flesh color that I had from a previous portrait that I had done and decided that I wanted to actually lighten her up a lot. So I just added a little bit of white to that mixture, and that original mixture was just some unbleached titanium and brown and pink and blue and brown. I already said brown, but a little bit of yellow in there. There's a few different colors in there because a skin tone is never going to be just unbleached titanium or peach or just brown or yellow. It's, there's a lot of different tones in skin. So after I decided that I wanted to make her a little lighter, I kept the original flesh color that I had and used that as the shadows on her, around her chin and neckline. Drawn in her lips there, and that's just straight out of the tube quinacridone magenta. And I'm just bringing some of that pink into her shoulder and her chin, and then I go up and add it a little bit into her forehead. Highlighting the eyes a little bit more and defining them more. Now, I don't know if you've ever painted on a poured background and painted a painting on top of it, but it's like painting on plastic. So you start with really, really thin layers and work your way up. So there's a lot of layers that go on here in order to cover up that background. And as you can see in her hair, I didn't even go back in and do more layers on that. I let that show through. It actually, I feel like that just added texture and definition to her hair. Going in there and defining her nose a little bit better. Adding some blush to her cheekbone, and I bring that into her forehead her forehead also. And that's really just pink added to that flesh tone that I was using. Defining her shoulder a little bit better. Kind of doing some touch-ups on where I was very loose and messy earlier in the painting, because I thought that it was really just my first layers that I was doing before I had changed my mind and said, nope, this was going to be it. A lot of what I'm doing now is just contrast, adding highlights in dark areas, shadows, to bring out her features. And that's where my battery died on the camera, and I finished out painting before I realized the battery was dead, but all I did was add in her eyebrow and those little lines on the edge of her hairline before I was finished. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions as to coloring, what colors to put into skin tones or anything else, please leave comments down below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share. That's always nice. All right, guys. Thank you. See you next time.